This is Northport Now, where we bring you everything happening in and around our city, from Warm Mineral Springs Park to a significant accomplishment for our police chief. We've got you covered. Here's what you need to know this week. The City Commission recently approved an updated fee schedule for Warm Mineral Springs Park. Here to tell us all about it is Aquatics Manager Devon Poulos. Devon, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, Jason, for having me.
So, can you take us through some of the highlights and the changes that have been proposed and that are taking place in the next fiscal year as far as the fee structure at Warm Mineral Springs Park?
Absolutely. So the daily rates, meaning the daily admission for both residents and non-residents, are staying the same. So what that means, it's still going to be $15 a day for an adult, $11.25 for a student, and the non-residents will remain unchanged at $20 for an adult and $15 for a student. One of the positive changes we've done there is one of many positive changes that we've done is we've added the Sarasota County resident rate. And there's a population of people that live directly right around the springs that are in unincorporated Sarasota County. And they don't even realize it because their zip code ties their address and it says Northport on it.
Sure.
So that new category is going to have them paying $18 for an adult and $13 for a student, which is a $2 discount than everyone else. Let's say you're coming from Fort Myers or Miami or Tampa, those areas there. The other thing that we've done next year is we've adjusted the discount. So we're hearing everybody saying we're increasing the prices. We are not. We're adjusting the discount that's given on those multi-visit passes for both the residents and the non-residents. So the 30-visit pass will now be $225. Beforehand, there was a 66% discount. That discount's now going to a 50% discount there. The 10-visit pass will remain unchanged. And then the non-resident, which once again, that's non-resident outside of Sarasota County, will be $300 for that 30-visit pass, whereas the Sarasota County residents, or which are that population that lives right around the springs there, or anybody else in the county, will pay $270. So we've just taken those pricings, and like I said, we didn't increase the fee. We've just adjusted that discount, which does raise that specific fee, but when you look at the daily admission, we've kept that the same.
Got it. Thank you for clarifying that and clearing that up. But I think there's one part that's been missing from the conversation, and that is why the changes. Why are these changes taking place to the fees at Warm Mineral Springs?
Absolutely. And, before I go into that, one of the ones that when we can talk about this as we roll through is the annual passes. We are removing the annual passes as of October 1st. And the reason behind there is even before the city took over as owner and operator in 2023, there was already low demand, less than 10 sold of the annual passes. Since we've been out there, we've had no annual passes sold. So, removing that there, we just took it off as nobody's purchasing those passes. As we look to the future, which is a conversation I have with residents all the time, is we understand the condition of the buildings. Everybody reminds us of that. We understand it. But as we look to the future, Commission has made it, through consensuses and motions that the springs needs to be self-sustaining, meaning that there will be no subsidy by the taxpayers, that it needs to pay for itself. Within there, we can't only just break even, but the condition of the buildings, once we redo those buildings, they will never look the way they are now. And in order to do that, you have to build up your maintenance budget in order to handle infrastructure when it reaches its end of life. So as we're looking at that, we're getting ready to do a major project, which is going to take majority of that fund balance to redo those buildings. We need to look at replenishing that fund balance. So that way, when we get 5-6 years out and things need to start getting replaced, we have the money there in order to fix those things in a prompt and timely manner. So that is the overall adjustment that we're looking for in order to keep that fund balance. As we talk about the rates, just for anybody that's out there listening, we're not talking about fiscal year 27, fiscal year 28, because we have to go in front of commission annually anyway to talk about fees. So we just gave the commission where we would like to be in 3 years. Commission will have that healthy conversation back and forth of where we are. numbers, we may see a surge of people coming in, and we may have a different viewpoint at the next budget cycle. But we just wanted to give them an opportunity to not only look at the now, but look at the future and what that can do for the fund balance out there.
Got it. So, those changes are coming, the renovations that people have been asked for, the amenities that they've been asking for, but
Yes.
it sounds like you guys are planning for a way to pay for that.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So what's next? Now, the commission has approved these rates that are going to change and be updated starting in October 1st,
Mhm.
the new fiscal year. But what else are you guys working on? What's coming up?
Yeah. So one of the things that we've heard a lot of was we've heard people say, well, I want to buy the annual pass. I'm a data person. So we are selling annual passes through September 30th, and they're good for a date of purchase for a year. So if you purchase that pass on September 30th, that pass will be good until September 30th of 2026. As I've stated earlier about raising fees, lowering fees, changing fees, we do that annually. So if we see a surge of annual pass sales, that data allows us to then go and have that dialogue with the commission to say, hey, maybe we made a mistake. I think people forget we're humans too, and we do make mistakes. And if we have to go back in front of commission to say, you know, there is an interest in here, we can do that, next year for that. So that's the first bigger one there. The next big piece is we have Discover Warm Mineral Springs Day, which is coming up on August 9th. So that's a day where residents get to enjoy the springs for free. Bring a proof of ID, tax bill, electric bill, any of those items there. But this is an opportunity, I think, that connects those that are not frequent users of the springs to come out and enjoy it. If you're there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes all day, it's free to you to come enjoy there. So it's just another opportunity for us to open up access to an area that maybe people were undecided on. And, we'll be there. We'll be able to sell, passes there, visits, all those items there.
It's a great opportunity for those that haven't been out there before to really experience it, see what they're missing. You mentioned that you're going to be talking to residents and you've already been talking to
Yes.
them. The commission asked to come back with some more information about the fees based on the feedback that they've heard from people. But how are those discussions going
Yeah.
with the users?
Yeah, so I think that the biggest piece there, and one of the nice pieces that we do, especially here in the city of Northport, is it's all about communication. So we may not always agree on something, but if we come from an educated standpoint of how we got to where we are, and that's what it has been with the residents there. They've been very positive conversations. Some thoughts have been shared back and forth, some ideas that maybe we had not considered there or thought about, but it's a very awesome time for those residents to engage with us. One of the things that commission brought up was the veteran and senior rate. So we're taking a look at how we can implement that. What does that look like? I believe it was Mayor Stokes who said it on there. Any adjustment to these fees is going to lower the amount that goes back to the fund balance. So we need to keep that in mind. If we're trying to replenish the fund balance, any of those discounts there are going to affect those numbers, which once again, long term down the road, if we have a massive capital project that needs to be done and we can't fund it, now we're kind of back to square one. So that's what we're trying to make sure that we adjust appropriately when necessary in order to keep that fund balance healthy there. But if any, residents have concerns or they want to have a meeting with the Parks and Recreation leadership, all they have to do is reach out to us. We'll schedule a meeting. The several resident groups we've already met with have come with bulleted point items, and proud to say we've been able to check off every single bullet point throughout a conversation, but that's where it needs to start, is a good conversation, figure out the who, what, where, when, why, and how, and then we can move forward from there.
Devon, thank you for being here and educating us, and we'll see you out at the Springs.
Awesome. Thank you.
Did you know that Northport Fire Rescue offers free hands-only CPR classes for Northport residents? The class covers important skills like hands-only CPR, how to use an AED, and how to perform the Heimlich maneuver. This is a non-certifying class meant to prepare and empower you to help save a life. The next classes will be at 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on Saturday, August 16th at the Northport Public Safety Building in Welland Park. An additional class will be added at 3 p.m. that day if the first two fill up. Registration is required. To reserve your spot or to learn more, call 941-240-8150. The city recently responded to the latest request from the state of Florida's DOGE team in the executive office of the governor. The state's Department of Government Efficiency asked for various information about the city's budgets, revenues, and expenses over the past 4 fiscal years. You can view the city's response and all the information that's been provided to the state DOGE team so far by visiting northportfl.gov/DOGE. The city is committed to transparency and will continue to comply with any and all requests from the governor's DOGE team. We've maintained an excellent credit rating thanks to low debt and responsible fiscal stewardship while managing public funds. Governor Ron DeSantis has appointed Police Chief Todd Garrison to the Florida Criminal Justice Standards and Training Commission. The commission is responsible for setting minimum standards for the employment, training, and certification of Florida's law enforcement officers. It also oversees compliance with state statutes and holds quarterly meetings to establish policy and review cases involving misconduct or violations of professional standards. Chief Garrison has served as the Northport Police Chief since 2018 and brings over 3 decades of law enforcement experience to the commission. He currently serves as the District 1 Director for the Florida Police Chiefs Association and is a member of the FBI National Academy of Florida Board of Directors. The city congratulates Chief Garrison on this significant accomplishment. Thanks for tuning in to Northport Now. Be sure to check out the show notes for links and more details on everything we covered today. Have a great week, Northport, and don't forget to stay informed, stay engaged, and stay connected.